We're here at the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation Annual Legislative Conference where Valerie Jarrett, former senior advisor to President Obama, has just received an award. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm honored, deeply honored to be here and to receive an award. As I said, first time I came here was 30 years ago when I was a young lawyer. If anyone had told me that I would be so honored, I wouldn't have believed it. So
well, you deserve
honored
it.
to be here. Thank you.
You deserve it. The history that you helped to make, is it at all troubling to you, or are you more enjoying to continue to fight when you see just how much some, including the man in the 1600 right now, is trying to take us backwards from where you brought us?
Well, I'm very deeply troubled by what's happening in our country, and I think about the people who President Obama tried so hard to help while he was in office, and so now they're worried about their health care, they're worried about whether or not they can afford to send their kids to college, they're worried about the quality of their schools, they're worried about the toxic nature of the discourse. And so, yes, I'm very deeply troubled, and it's why I'm working so hard to heighten people's awareness about the importance of voting and how every single person has a civic responsibility to do so. And there are lots of issues that I care a lot about that I can work on without having to work in the White House, from criminal justice to gender equity to making sure we have a good health care system, that we close the health disparities in our country. There's a lot left to do.
Would you say something, lastly, to young people watching and listening, to let them know just how important it is that they not take their vote for granted, and especially this November, do the most important thing that they may do in this early part of their lives?
Well, you know, all elections matter. This election is particularly important. And to those who think that their vote doesn't count, just know that there are so many elections where just a handful of votes make the difference. And oftentimes young people today are kind of shunning our institutions, and it could be government, it can be loyalty to their employers, it could be faith institutions, it could be not-for-profits in their community, and they have everything they need in the palm of their hand with their phone, but that's not really what's important. What's important is building relationships and leaving our country better than we found it. And a government that's of the people, by the people, and for the people depends on the people to actively engage. And if they don't engage the most fundamental way, which is voting, well, then you know what? The special interests will come in. And they have plenty of money to spend. And they have an agenda. And so if we want our agenda to matter and to be implemented, we have to vote. At the state, the federal, and the local level, every single elected official is spending your tax dollars.
Yeah.
Don't you want to have some say into how they do it?
Right. You mentioned that not having charisma. I say to them young people all the time, and even some older people, everybody's not going to be a Barack Obama.
Everybody's not going to be a Barack Obama.
And if you're waiting on that, then you might just be staying home forever. So, you know.
Well, and as Vice President Biden used to often say, don't compare me to the Almighty, compare me to the alternative.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, they may not all be as inspirational, but find somebody who reflects your values and your priorities, and who you know is going to office with one thing in mind, and that is in your best interest, not their short-term political interests, which we see much too much of in this town. And it means you got to educate yourself. And that means more than just looking at, a pretty face on TV. It's finding out what does a person stand for. Do they stand for you?
All right. So good to see you. Congratulations again.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you very much.